What will ambulance delivery in this community look like if the decisions are made by bureaucrats with an unknown agenda living somewhere else? Versus what's the ambulance service going to look like when you have a firefighter paramedic who cares about this community, is heavily involved in this community, came here to help this community, wants to build this community, has nothing but this community's interests at heart. You know, what would the service look like if we were running it? Well, we're running it, and it looks pretty darn good, I think. I think we built something really good here, and it was looking bright there for a while. And now, you know, we're not so sure. And, you know, I take Brad's mark that, you know, this is inevitable. Well, you know, I'm kind of a pie-in-the-sky guy like Trevor here. I don't think it has to be inevitable. I think we can make a stand. I think we can sign some petitions. I think we can make a noise. I think we can put this video out on YouTube, make it viral, and you know, tell the government in no uncertain terms, look, you can't push us around. You can't degrade our service in here without even asking us. You're coming in here and you're pushing us around. This is something that we won't stand for. So I'd encourage each of you to speak to your MLA. I mean, he wants to do the right thing. He said as much, right? Speak to your councillors, your ward councillors. Tell them that we want to keep, you know, fire EMS going in Fort McMurray. It's a good thing. We don't want to degrade our service. And we've got a bunch of petitions here, and Trevor will probably be able to sign you on that. So I guess we're going to go ahead, Trevor.
Yeah, if we have any comments or questions at this time, feel free. You know, I'll pass these petitions around too, but do we have any speakers here that want to voice their concerns? I can come up and bring you this mic if... Are
you the only firefighter EMS unit within the province?
No, we're not. No, we're not actually. There are Fort McMurray, Strathcona, St. Albert, Spruce Grove, Red Deer, and Lethbridge that are combined services, and they're all basically in the same boat as we are right now with regards to signing basically what's called a third-party agreement over the next 2 years as the provincial government transitionalizes out. As I stated earlier, we haven't signed our contract yet. We're still moving forward with that. But my understanding is most of the other bigger municipalities have already signed those contracts.
Okay.
I have another question, because I worry about the EMS people themselves also, and I guess the firefighters too, but I just came from my own local convention, and the Edmonton paramedics and the Calgary paramedics belong to that union. And to me, it's a shame that this government is stripping everybody of their rights and not letting them have a say and a voice in where they want to be. And I think we need to do something. I think everyone here should sign that petition, and we've got to fight this. And you know what? It is our own fault in a way, because we put this same government back in year after year, and someone's got to stop it, and I think we have to stop it now so that the EMA people have some rights and have some says in where they belong and where they want to work. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
I just had a question. I was in Lethbridge this weekend, and I was just amazed. The front page of their Saturday paper is all about the same thing that we're experiencing here. And I thought maybe south of Athabasca, they weren't as concerned as we are north of Athabasca, the city. But I really think we really should do something different here, and maybe that, you know, Fort McMurray, we could really take a stand together, because, I mean, we really do need to plan how to stop it. And one of the plans could be on April 1st, and I'm not sure if that's the magic day that the transfer happens, but just ask our municipality, don't sign the transfer. And then maybe they could just bill them back and get the money from the province for providing the paramedic service anyhow. You know, and that way actually pay for our fire service by billing them for our ambulance service, or doing something. But I mean, by just accepting what's happening, I don't think we're doing ourselves a favor at all, because as you said, it's just going to be like a slow frog boiling in the kettle. But I thought, have you yet presented to the province, not only to our MLA, but gone to a standing committee of the province, And possibly we should just, you know, really form a committee about how are we going to do this, because I think it's a real community concern, and that I really applaud the people for bringing it out tonight, because I know I was concerned and was wondering, like, where is everybody? And I think, you know, we really need to get together, so thank you.
Yeah. Comment on Lethbridge. I heard the mayor of Lethbridge speaking on the CBC a few weeks ago. He was saying how in 1912 fire and EMS was first integrated in Lethbridge, first place in North America. They weren't paramedics then, but it's evolved to where we have now fire and paramedics working together. It's obviously a very efficient, life-saving system. It's been a model that's been proven to work. Most cities in the United States are moving this direction, Australia, other cities in Canada. You know, Alberta seems to be moving backwards.
I'm with CUPE Local 1505 with the municipality. I was at the same convention as Lorna. We were both, actually, and we were at the same rally. Brad, what I'm wondering is there anything the mutual aid partners can do to help? Like, I know their industry, but is there anything, how do the mutual aid partners feel about it? Because you guys work very closely together. So how is this going to affect the mutual aid down the road? And is there anything we could do, like the Regional Municipality of Woodbuffalo? I don't know if we're like the highest concentration of industry, but you know all the industry we have here. Like, how does do we have a higher concentration of industry? Are we not the cog in the economic wheel of the province? Like, does any of that come into play? Like, does that give us any power at all? You know? Well,
right now the mutual aid policies or programs or contracts that are in place are equal like responses. As the municipality, we're responsible for anything that goes on the plant sites or off the plant sites. Part of the agreement is that they'll provide their own service within their own industries, and they'll assist us should we need them. I don't believe for a second those contracts will be affected at all. What it may be is just to be another party added to that contract, and that would be Alberta Health Services with regards to that.
So how does this affect the paramedics at the plants or the EMTs at the plants?
Right now, they're on separate agreements within their own plant sites. They have their own medical directors, and they can provide service on their plant sites. Okay. Everything else we do. We provide all of those services.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought where you guys work so closely together, I didn't know if there's any way we could get some support from them.
No, and they're not even registered as an ambulance service.
Maybe we could declare Fort McMurray its own plant site and get special dispensation to provide EMS service on our plant site here.
Like, just look at what's going on in this city, and we have to put up with this. Like, does where we are not have any
Well, and I think that's where we have an opportunity to lobby, if we can get mayor and council on board.
Yeah, like, don't we have that advantage over everybody else in the province? Is that we are in the oil sands, we are the oil sands, and like what that power is?
Well, Lori, I think the fact that we're where we are,
yeah, exactly,
and that we are isolated, that we have that opportunity to lobby over the next 2 years to be that hybrid service and be that only one, quite frankly, that will be combined.
Well, like she said, let's do something different here.
Yeah, that's right, and I think that's the opportunity.
We have the energy, right?
We certainly do.
I just wanted to mention that one thing I found effective, and I know we've just written a lot of letters from school councils in Fort McMurray about asking for new schools here. And right now, if Fort McMurray doesn't scream and make noise, we're not going to be heard. And we have to remember that Guy is one man fighting for this whole area, but he fights against 20 MLAs from Calgary, and they can always outshout him. So the only way we can lend our support is we each have to write a letter or send an email. And that means if every person here not only signs that petition and gets 10 people to sign it, make sure you're writing to Ron Liepert and writing to these individuals, because they need to feel the pressure. I've invited Ron Liepert here to Fort McMurray already twice, and he hasn't accepted my challenge. And I think as a community, we've got several health issues on the burner. This is one of them that's really huge. There's other huge ones, and we should have a town hall meeting with our Minister of Health.